Hey guys, it's Dragon Scales. I am back. So today it was supposed to come out last week, but it kind of got sidetracked with other things like working and making money a little bit. But anyway, last week it was supposed to be Dragonborn, so I'm doing it this week because now it's finished and I can do that. So let's jump into it. Mary bursted through the top of the lab and straight into the third-tiered testing chamber to find nothing was in there. She ripped open the heavy steel door and ran down the main hall, seeing how there was only one to follow. There came a fork in the hallway where the hall split into a Y shape. The building began to shake once again. I'm coming, hold on, Mary thought as she chose to run down the hall named Restricted. At the end of the hall, the elevation dipped down to a door that had a blue light peeking through a small crack at the bottom. This door was different from the others. It was flush with the wall, and there was nowhere to grab it except for a key card reader. She punched the door, and it began to rattle, but there were no dents. She started punching it repeatedly, and again it took it without even a scratch. Mary bursted through the ceiling and left, seeing how the security guards were coming. My alarm clock went off around 6 a.m. in the morning, and I went to watch the news. I sat down after hearing the weather. There was a new section for a break-in at Gentech. I thought about it for a minute about what I saw on my way out yesterday, but then I brushed it off because I realized the time. I got into my car and Dawn was peering over the horizon. When I got to Gentech, the lab was surrounded by police. One of the officers motioned me over and made a stopping motion as I pulled toward him. When I stopped, he went over to my car and tapped on the glass. I rolled down my window. Work is canceled for today. Come back tomorrow when the investigation is done, the officer said while walking back toward the building. I drove back to my house, pulled into the driveway, and got out of my car. The house was eerily quiet, and I felt like someone or something was watching me. I thought as I saw my shadow darting across my peripheral view that I saw something. But when I looked, there was nothing there. I walked up to the house, and one of the windows was open. I walked into the house to find the lights off, and almost no sound was in the air, not even a hum of the AC unit. I need your help, Adrian, a female voice said, echoing from each part of the house. Who are you? What have you done to my dad? I asked, scared to death. Don't you recognize me from orientation? I'm Mary, Mary said as she came out from a shadow in one of the corners of the house. As the light began to cover her more and more, the more injured she looked. She was holding her side and blood streaming down her, while blood streamed down it. Oh my gosh, are you okay? I said. I was startled. Do I look okay, you moron? She sarcastically asked as she fell to one knee. I rushed over to help her to the couch in the living room. Let me take a look at that, I said as I went to move her arm away from her side, and as I lifted up her arm, there were these black big and small circles around the wound. It looks to be infected. I think you might need to go to the hospital, I said. What are you seeing, first of all? Second, I refuse to go to the hospital, Mary said. I'm seeing black little dots all around your cut, I said. Okay, that's not an infection. It's just scales swimming around it to protect that wound, Mary explained. Wait. You mean dragon scales? I asked, startled. Yeah, that's what they are now. Are you gonna bandage me up, or, let me bleed out? Because those scales can only do so much, she snapped. After I put the bandages on her side, I asked, why did you come to me out of everyone else? I don't even really know you. How do you know my name? I asked. Okay, Adrian, here's the thing. You're my big brother. You were lost here at birth, believe me or not, she explained. Wait, now, I thought the entire dragon story was just a myth told by old people to kids. I said, the people behind the scenes want the public to believe that, but for the few offspring that are still left from the dragons are pretty much outcast in society, she said. Wait, hang on. I haven't had any scales spread up when I get hurt, so what do you mean? For all I know, you could just be playing with me, I said skeptically. All right, I guess I'll have to show you what you are, Mary said under her breath. She started to walk towards me while a tail and wings formed behind her. What are you doing? I asked. Showing you what you are, Mary answered. A flash of red light came from her. This revealed a black dragon with glowing red eyes, and a crimson aura glowed around her. Mary grabbed me before I could even breathe in, and flew me through the ceiling. She went to a certain height to where we could see the spherical shape of the earth. Before I could even ask what she was doing, Mary released her claws, and I plummeted toward the earth. I screamed as I fell toward the earth, and I just kept going faster and faster. Something electric started to flow through me, but it didn't feel like adrenaline. I saw my hands begin to turn and glow electric blue, and scales began to form around my limbs. And soon a bright blue flash lit me up. Things began to go black for me as I still plummeted toward the earth, and eventually I blacked out. Come on, Adrian, wake up! Mary's voice began to ring in my head as I slowly woke up. My eyes opened blurry, but soon went to normal. I could see colors and light I couldn't normally see. Also, everything sounded crisper. I found myself in the forest. I went to put my hand up to my head when... Oh my gosh! What did you do to me? Why is there claw instead of hand? What's happening? I yelled, or so I thought, but that came out was an assortment of roars and growls. Okay, Adrian, first of all, no one can understand what you're saying, and neither can I. So first things first, let's get you turned back, Mary said. You don't think I haven't figured that out by now? I said in thought. Just because you can't physically speak doesn't mean you can't mentally speak, Mary snapped telepathically. Well, that's new, I thought. All you need to do to turn back is relax and listen to the things around you, Mary said. The sounds around me were crisp and clear, and every breath I drew was loud. The sounds began to quiet down, and I felt myself getting smaller and more calm. She threw close at me. Put those on before I see anything I'm not supposed to, she said. I hurried to put my clothes on. I was trying to figure out what just happened. After getting my clothes on, we walked to the cliff where the sun was starting to set, and the colors started to blend together into a fiery orange in the atmosphere. Here in a second, once the sun goes down, you'll start to glow your personal aura. No other Dragonborn has the same colors as the other. Mine is obviously crimson, although you won't know yours until dark, Mary explained. Wait, but I saw it when I was cut off. No, you saw a general color of what your aura originates from. Take for instance, I could have yellow electricity, but have an orange aura. Now, yes, your electricity might be yellow, but it is based on the color of your aura. Get what I'm saying? Mary asked. Not entirely, I said hesitantly. You'll get here in a second, she said, frustrated. The sun went down, and as it got darker, I began to glow in electric cyan, and Mary a deep crimson. Wait, so how is it I couldn't see my color, and now I could, and I even couldn't grow scales before this? I asked. Generally, when a Dragonborn turns 15, they are taken out for their first flight. Some bloom earlier than others, but that's to be expected. Plus, a fun fact, that's actually where some popular role-playing games got their ideas for Dragonborns. Mary explained. Why are you here exactly? I asked. There's a Dragonborn in danger in the facility you work for, and don't you dare say that say the name of that God's forsaken place, Mary said angrily with a faint growl in her voice. You mean Gentile? I was cut off by a strong growl originating from Mary. Don't say the name, she said, gritting her teeth with a growl intertwining with her voice. Were you that black thing flying into that facility that night when I was leaving? I asked. Yeah, I was trying to get one of our own out, Mary responded. Also, the building was shaking, and because it was the Dragonborn trying to get out. What are they doing with that Dragonborn? I asked. The Dragonborn they have is a guinea pig, which I think is disgraceful, Mary responded. Oh yeah, you should be careful around the town at night because you glow now, and everyone will see it. Anything else than glowing I should be worried about? I asked. I wouldn't go outside at all at the end of the month because this is like a werewolf type thing where we can't control it. You basically transform it at the end of the month, she responded. Yeah, that might be important to know, I said sarcastically. I probably should introduce you to the other Dragonborns trying to figure out a way to save this one, she explained. Follow me. Mary transformed and flew off in the other direction. So that was it for that video. I expected it to be longer, but apparently it's only 2 minutes. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. We'll have a gaming video out next week. Have a good night.